Hello, it's Aubrey. I'm presenting my erosion bottles. So to start off, we had to ask ourselves the question, so what is the best land cover for a healthy watershed? So I started off by looking at the simulation technology, and I saw that runoff depended on the soil type and the type of land cover. And what I saw with that is that when I looked at the high soil infiltration, the numbers were pretty good in that, the more actual land like forest and shrubbery, the runoff was at 0. But then as soon as you started building stuff and getting rid of some of that land cover, that's when the runoff started to increase. So then I checked, well, what if the soil changed and the land cover still stayed the same? And as the infiltration got slower, the runoff increased. And I think that's because of the different, the soil type. So then I wanted to research what's Pennsylvania's soil type like compared to what the simulation was showing. So our soil here in Pennsylvania, and specifically in Lancaster, is this clay-like soil. And this map was part of Millersville when I Google searched. So I'm guessing that would be the very slow infiltration connected to the simulation. So our runoff here, when we start building, different types of housing and buildings, our runoff's going to increase, where the more grassy areas we have, our runoff will be at 0. So I wanted to kind of test this and see if my results would be the same when I actually created something. So I have here the soil with, leaves and bark, some of the kind of fallen stuff, and then I have just the topsoil. And then here I actually just pulled out a chunk of grass instead of growing it to get more of that clay-like soil. So I didn't put the topsoil like I have in the first 2 bottles in this one. This one's the natural ground. So when I actually went to test my water, you can see here the ones with the leaves and that stuff. It's clear, but some of the soil got through. Here, where there was nothing stopping it, all the soil just kind of came on out. But here with the grass and more of a clay-like soil, I got some pretty clear water, which was what I expected from the simulation. So the standard that I aligned with, I looked at the NG SS standards, and it was kind of confusing because my background's not in science, so I don't look at science standards to begin with. So I went with more of a comfort zone and looked on the PA Common Core, because that's what I'm used to using for math. And I saw this standard here about identifying the 5 major watersheds of Pennsylvania, and this was in grade 6, which is what I teach. So I know that's something that our students do study. And then I like this one too, the develop descriptions, explanations, models using evidence, and understand, because I thought that's kind of what we did with this project. So once again, science and engineering, you could list all of them here. But technology, learn how to use new technologies as they become available because of that simulation. And then I thought if we extended our activity here, we could pull some of the math into it. And then lastly, how I would improve this activity is I would try different land types. So not just using the 3 bottles that I used, tried other ones, tried different levels of land to see if runoff depends on that. And then also try different types of precipitation, not just, regular water. What if it was more dirty, or what if there was some, chemicals in it? So those are the ways that I would improve. So please give me any comments or feedback on the video, and thank you for watching.